Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Floss, back again with another video. And today we're going to take a look at the Vivo X50 Pro 5G. Now you can pick this one up online. I'll throw the link up in the description. The cheapest I found it for was $600. Now it comes in two colors. You got alpha gray and light blue. Alright, so let's go through all of the features. Now this is a 5G phone that's available for GSM carriers. So if you got AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, you're good to go. If you got Verizon, you asked out. For the display, you got a 6.56-inch AMOLED panel with a resolution of 1080 by 2376. Now that's 398 for the PPI Patrol. You got HDR10 Plus and a 90 Hz refresh rate. For the processor, you got the Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G with the Adreno 620 GPU. Now what does that mean in English? High-tier mid-range specs, bro. High-tier mid-range specs. Now you got 8 gigs of RAM, 128 or 256 gigs of storage, no micro SD card slot for expandable memory. Now it's running Android 10 with FunTouch 10.5 skin on top. You got a 4,315 milliamp battery that has 33 watt fast charge. So Vivo claims you can charge your phone from 0 to 60% in 30 minutes. For the cameras, on the rear, you got a quad setup. So you got a 48 megapixel wide angle, an 8 megapixel telephoto, a 13 megapixel portrait lens, and an 8 megapixel wide angle lens. On the front, you got a 32 megapixel wide angle lens, and on the rear, you got 60 times scumbag zoom. Now you can shoot 4K 60 frames per second with gimbal quality stabilization. Now you also got Bluetooth 5.1, NFC, got an always on display, face unlock, and an on-screen fingerprint sensor. Alright, so all of that for $600. What's missing? There's no IP rating, so the phone is not water resistant, no expandable memory, no wireless charge, no dual speakers, and no headphone jack. That shit's whack. Hashtag bars. Alright, so let's unbox it and see what it is. First things first, shout out to White Shoes, back in the building.
I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. I love my white
shoes.
I love my...
Calm down. Alright, here we go. Vivo X50 Pro 5G. Now I went with the alpha gray. Okay, nice blue box. See what it is. Now on a side note, I've been using this phone for over a month, and I gotta tell y'all, this phone is super smooth. Alright, so this is gonna be your device. Check that out in a second. Little insert. Now this is gonna be your SIM ejection tool. Got your usual books and shit. Plug them and file them. 33 watt fast charging brick. Shoes, inspect that for quality. Okay, now check this out. This is what I like to see. Headphones in the box. Now these are actually 3.5 headphones. Let's see if they was kind enough to throw an adapter. All right, Shoes, make sure those work. Let's see. Okay, now this is what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a dongle. All right, let me open this up. Okay, we got a dongle on deck. All right, Samsung, Apple, OnePlus. Pay attention, all right? If you're going to give us headphones or you're going to get rid of the headphone jack, we need the dongle. All right, Shoes, make sure that works. One-stop shopping. You also get a case. Okay, gel skin, nothing fancy. And this is going to be your USB-A to USB Type-C charging cable. Simple and straightforward. Now for the device itself, check this out. Now they went with the frosted glass back. Let me do the smell test real quick. This one smells smooth. Yo, that made me laugh. This one smells silky smooth. All right, this one smells silky smooth. Because like I said, I've been using this phone for about a month. And I got to tell y'all, it's ultra smooth. All right, let's get this plastic off the front. The whole time I was using it, I left the plastic on for the dramatic effect. Rah. Okay, check this out. Now let me see if I can say that right. Frosted glass back. The frosted glass back. No fingerprints on this one. This is your quad camera setup. Got your power button, volume up and down. Mic on the top. Other side, nice and clean. On the bottom, this is your SIM tray. Now it does feature dual SIM slots, but like I said, no SD card slot. Okay, there's your USB Type-C charging slot, speaker grill. No dual speakers, single bottom firing speaker. Okay, let's drop the code in. And here it is. Let's get that boot up and see what it looks like. Bang. 90 hertz refresh rate. This phone is dope. All right, let me pause the video. I'll set everything up. Let me delete my browsing history, and then we'll walk through the OS. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, y'all, so we back in. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the build quality. Now, y'all know I got to say it. Feels so good in the hands. Ladies, you know the procedures. Frosted glass on the back. No fingerprints. This is the alpha gray. This color looks beautiful. You got curved display on the front. Okay. Aluminum frame, but no IP rating. Now, this is one of those phones, just in case you care, that can stand up by itself. Let me see if I can do that right. Bang. Real nice. Now, a couple of different ways you can open up the device. Real quick before I even do that, let me show you how this always on display. All right, I love that. Always on display. Now, if you want to, you can swipe up, put in your pattern and your pin. You got your face unlock. Now, watch how fast this face unlock works. I'm not looking at it. I'm going to look at it. Bang. Bang. Let's do one more. Bang. And, of course, you got your on-screen fingerprint sensor, which is nice and smooth, pretty fast. All right, the face unlock is so good, you got to actually not look at it. All right, let's do 3 of these. Bang. 1. Bang. Let's try with the display off. Bang. Nice and fast. Beautiful 6.5-inch AMOLED display. 90 hertz refresh rate. Looks amazing. Let's take it over to the toggles real quick. Now you got that Fun Touch OS, which some people are going to like, some people ain't. I think it's kind of cartoony. Not my favorite, but it gets the job done. Let's take it to basic settings. Let's go through this quick. Okay, so you got your VPNs, private DNS, you got Bluetooth and NFC, and you got mirror sharing. All right, so if you got smart TVs, connect this right to your TV. Take it over to notifications, status bar. Let's see, let's change that. Battery percentage outside the battery. Let's go to display and brightness. Now I got it on dark mode. Let's put it on light mode just for the video. Bang. So you can see that bezel-less display. Little pinhole camera in the front. 32 megapixels. Let's see, anything else we need to check out? Screen refresh rate, 90 hertz. All right, so Apple, pay attention. All right, this is a $600 phone that has more RAM and a 90 hertz refresh rate, which is better than your iPhone 12. That's kind of crazy. Let's keep it moving. Now, if you want to, you can put it on a smart switch to save battery, but I'll just leave it on 90 hertz. Why not? You spent $600, enjoy it. Let's see, dynamic effects. Got your ambient light. That's your always on display. Got your fingerprint animations. Different animations to choose from. Go crazy. We'll leave that one. Let's see, facial recognition animation. We'll leave it on force field. That's real nice. Let's see, I'm trying to make this quick. Nothing to really see there. Let's go to sound and vibration. Now, like I said, no dual speakers. Of course, we'll do the sound test. You hear it for yourself. Now, you got full screen gestures if you want, or you can have the 3 buttons on the bottom. Face unlock, fingerprint sensor, and smart lock. You got ultra game mode. All right, so if you're using this game, because it does have 90 hertz refresh rate, you might want to do some gaming. Why not? Let's go to security. Okay, no thought protection on this one. Let's just make sure. Now, this one is 256 gigs of storage, 8 gigs of RAM. And that's pretty much it. All right, y'all seen all the Android settings before. You know what it is. Now, look at that butter smooth 90 hertz refresh rate. Of course, you can't see it on camera. Silky smooth. All right, silky smooth. Let me connect to my Wi-Fi real quick. All right, so let's check the web browsing speeds. Go to apple.com.
Opening web page.
Now, just like I always say, don't let the specs on paper fool you. The Snapdragon 765G is just as fast as a flagship processor. 90 hertz refresh rate. Look at that scrolling speed. Buttery smooth. Let's do some multitasking. Let's take it over to YouTube on the bottom. YouTube and Apple at the same time.
Us to live as sisters.
Real nice. All right, so let's check out the speaker. All right, so I got the official Flossy Carter sound test by my homeboy Mark Rubier.
Yo, sound test. Time for sound test. Everybody shut your mouth. Time for sound test. Time to test that quality of sound test. How's it sound, Floss? How's it sound, Floss? How's it sound now? How's it sound now? Does it sound big? Does it sound loud?
How's the bass, baby? How's the treble on it? How's it sound now? How's it sound now?
That's a sound test. That's a motherfucking sound test. Sound test. That's a sound test, baby. That's a sound test. That's a motherfucking sound test. How's the sound on that shit? God damn it, holla.
One bottom firing speaker. I wish it would have had dual speakers, but it is what it is.
How's the sound, white shoes? How's the sound on it?
Definitely loud enough to get the job done.
How's the sound, baby? That's a sound test.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Rubier. All right, so let's check this beautiful 6.5-inch AMOLED display.
They got the drink set up.
Full screen.
Happy hour o'clock. Let's go.
Beautiful curved display. Excellent viewing angles. This is sick.
How you doing? Now for my favorite part of the day.
Beautiful. This shit making me thirsty right now.
Thank you so much. Can I run it fast? Now for my favorite.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Let's go.
All right, so now let's do the RDA test. Regular daily activities. Wake up in the morning, check your always on display. You still got time to sleep. Go back to sleep. Wake up 30 minutes later. Let's unlock the phone. First thing we want to do is check the weather. Looks like a cloudy day. Might want to throw an umbrella in the bag. Next, let's take it over to the gram. Let's see what we got on deck. Okay. Little ankle breaking. Okay, I like to see that. Let's see. Little roller skating activity. We got in like that. Little commercials. Little humor. Okay, this is what I like to see. Let's get in like that. Okay, let's get in like that too. Morning motivation. Let's keep it moving. Next, let's take it over to Facebook. See what's going down. Okay, there's a little scrolling going on. All right, somebody having a little drink. Let's get in like that. All of the family on deck. Everybody looking good. Real nice. Keep it pushing. Next, let's take it over to TikTok. See what's going down on there. Let's see, I only follow one person. So let's take it over to my favorite video. Of course.
You know what?
Meet my dad.
I think you look like a little
Let me go ahead and unlike that so I can like it again. Me and Amaya. Okay. This always makes me smile. I like to see this. Fun times. Go ahead and exit out of that. Let's take it over to Twitter. See if anybody talking about me. Okay. All right, so my Twitter's nice and dry. Now they had a poll. All right, for president. Yeah, white shoes, Max Lee, or me. All right, now I just nudged out Max Lee. All right, shout out to Max Lee. But white shoes is winning. Let's keep it moving. Let's see anything else. Let's take it over to YouTube. Watch a quick video. Want to watch the new Mortal Kombat trailer? This is what it's going to look like. Like I said, one bottom firing speaker, not the loudest, but it's going to get the job done.
Mother wants us to live as...
Okay. And before I walk out the door, let's check my emails real quick. Let's see if any got any business deals. Let's see. Bunch of YouTube comments. Let's get a reply to some. And there it is. All right, so this phone passes the RDA test with flying colors. All right, so now for one of my favorite features about this phone, the camera. The camera on this phone is pretty dope. Check this out. Now, you do got your World Star Hip Hop gesture. So say you're outside, you see somebody about to get slapped, hold volume down. That'll give you quick access to your camera. All right, so let's go through some of the different shooting modes. You got night mode. You got portrait mode. You got regular photos, wide angle, all the way up to 60 times scumbag zoom. All right, that's pretty sick. Now I'll show y'all some pictures in a minute. You got video, max resolution, 4K, 60 frames per second. Now on a side note, if you put on ultra steady, all right, that's gimbal mode, you can only shoot 1080p. Now you also got 48 megapixel, you got panorama, you got live photos, you got slow motion, time lapse, pro mode, AR stickers, you got Jovi Vision, you got Super Moon, Documents, Pro Sports, and Astro mode. All right, so let's take a look at some test pictures and videos. All right, so overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, the Vivo X50 Pro is a major go. Now, if this phone would have had an IP rating, dual speakers, and wireless charge, it would have easily been a triple major go. But for $600, as Bob Barker would say, the price is right. You got a beautiful display, a great build quality, 90 hertz refresh rate. You got the Snapdragon 765G, a 4,315 milliamp battery, and a great camera. All of that for $600. This is a win. Anyway, Vivo X50 Pro, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this one. Shout out to everybody rocking with me on Facebook, Foursquare, Twitter, Google+. Shout out to all the Google gangsters. I see y'all holding down that Facebook page. Shout out to everybody hitting me up on VoxHub. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with me on Instagram. Y'all know that's where I'm at full time, 100% full throttle. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with the new stream on Sundays. Y'all already know, Stream Gangsters on deck. Get your drinks ready. No meat boys allowed. Oh yeah, special shout out to everybody following me on Snapchat, Flossy_Carter, that's where I'm at. And a special shout out to the notification squad. I see y'all in the comment section early. Hashtag salute. Oh yeah, one more thing. I almost forgot. Fellas, ladies, say it with me. All y'all haters, all y'all trolls, close your eyes and picture me rolling. It's your boy Floss, I'm out. Deuces. Spock won the beam up. Energize.